It's your boy Showalter, aka
smoothest man alive.
Don't let go, that's in lanes, man. Like done. When left alone, when the last time you know. Don't let go, that's in lanes, man. Like done. When left alone, when the last time you know.
here to bring you advice, cause half of the shit is do is fucking stupid. Today's episode, we're gonna be talking about letting go of the past. People tend to use the past as if it's reinforcement to, I don't know, further their personal agenda.
This is such a mess. They try to sneak Akbar out the back entrance. Meanwhile, Keisha and her friends are not trying to leave.
You get into an argument with somebody, and then that's why your baby daddy, you can't do this, you can't do that. I'm like, yo. So when you're sitting there and you telling somebody their business that they already know, are you a friend or are you an op? That's what I need to know. Personally, I need to know if you're a friend or if you're an op. It doesn't make sense for you to throw my business back in other people, back in my face. Like, really, I don't get it. It don't make sense. It's sad because us as human beings, we do want to feel perfect, but you know that it's at the cost of someone else's expense. And that's 100%. This is the easiest way I could say it. A person loves your relationship and loves your friendship, but decides to tell you that what you're doing to them is an issue. If their rebuttal is talking about you and what you've done in the argument, that proves they're a toxic person. There's no reason for it. You're talking about what's happening now. Most of the time when people justify their reason for doing it, they bring up your business and say that you don't do stuff. And after that, have a recalled memory on what you didn't do and say it in an argument that was something that's probably 6 or 7 years ago and then into the present.
Do you know what this means?
I'm like, I thought we grew from this. I thought the case was closed. They say when you go to court that when the case is done, you can't reopen the case. So why are we doing that if you're a judge, you know? It's weird, man. It's weird. It's weird. It's not about forgiveness. It's not about any of that. It's about setting boundaries, guys.
Now you're being condescending. You've been warned, all right? Let's move forward amicably.
Okay.
Back in the days, they used to do freaking Bangkok, right? And then he's like, what's the capital of China? Bangkok. Yo, that joy hurt. Did it not? Don't lie and say it didn't.
First of all, you're throwing too many big words at me. Okay, now, because I don't understand them, I'm going to take them as disrespect. Watch your mouth and help me with the say.
You might not talk that day, but the next day, you back to normal. You gotta know your boundaries. And letting go of the past is really important because you can't live back in that way, and people change every day. But if you choose to do that, it's kind of like, is that something that you have as a defense mechanism because somebody pointed out something you're doing in the current? Because if the person keeps doing the things in the past they did, then that's their issue. But if it's something that you're trying to use as a leverage, it speaks to you as a person that you have some toxicity in you and you need to let that go because that's not good. It's your boy Showalter, aka smoothest man alive, here to bring you advice because half of the shit do is stupid. But it's all love here, and 100%. When it comes to growth, you do not want to be stagnant in the past because you will forever be there. And if you do not understand that when people go through things and deal with things, or if somebody tells you that, yo, I don't like the way you do this, it's not an offense and it's not even regardless of what's going on. A person's offended right now, it's a great trait that a person tells you then. Because if they don't, that's something that could harbor onto them and stay with them. And then they let you keep doing that shit to them. But when you decide to make the move and say, hey, it might be a little weird at first, but it's great because it gets a lot of pressure off your back and people have understanding for you. That's all I got.